Yeah, I mean, I think I actually said today, I think Aaron Rodgers is smart to wait. If Kirk Cousins waits, he doesn't go to Atlanta. He lands somewhere where he's the guy. The other thing is, um, it's I said this the other day. Most of the good big brands in America, and I'll name them: Yankees, Dodgers, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Duke, North Carolina, Arizona basketball, Boston Celtics, Lakers. If you look, Green Bay Packers, Philadelphia Eagles, San Francisco 49ers. If you look at the biggest brands right now in sports, this is very rare. UConn basketball, men's and women's. Almost all of them are achieving at a high traditional level. The one that not only isn't, but seems to be incredibly delusional is the Pittsburgh Steelers, who gave Tomlin an extension. They can't figure out offense. It's a 7-year run on bad quarterback and O-line play, and it's one of the biggest brands in the league. If you go look, Notre Dame football's crushing virtually all the big brands right now. Braves, Atlanta Braves, a big brand in baseball. Cubs have a very good team. The Pittsburgh Steelers situation to me, I I I cannot believe Steeler fan, if you polled them, they get angry if you question where they are in the ecosystem of the NFL. I don't even think if you took out the NFC, I don't think they're close to a Super Bowl team. Not even
All right,
close.
so I have two things. One is one of the saddest things in the last decade that's happened to the Dallas Cowboys is their fall from grace to where you forgot them in the brands, the big brands, didn't even mention them, but they would be the other team that is not holding up their end.
But their fans, when
Would
polled,
say yes,
acknowledge
100%. So I'm going
we're not
to
close.
pitch you a name of the next time.
All right.
The next time you want to talk Steelers on the show, if you want a Steelers guest, I introduced you and the great Danny Parkins. I'm going to pitch you another name, which is Andrew Filipponi.
I've heard the name.
He does afternoons on the Fan in Pittsburgh and has been for years, was for years, the only Mike Tomlin skeptic. Where he was the guy, the unpopular local radio host who was like, hey, where are the playoff wins? Like, why is everyone okay with 9 wins or 10 wins when we all know we can't win a playoff game? And now, maybe partially to his doing or partially because it has been proven out so much, I think that side of the coin is gaining some momentum, but it was highly unpopular. Like, and local radio, there is nothing harder than being like, hey, the local team that everyone loves when we talk about the most, they're not that good. When people think they're good. If they're a terrible team, then it's easy to be like, fire everyone, they suck. But when everyone loves them and they're always good-ish, it's hard to be like, why is this okay? And he has been banging this drum for 4 years that Tomlin might be a good coach, but what's best for the Steelers is to turn the page and to find someone who understands modern offense. And what's good for Tomlin is to try to get the setup Jim Harbaugh got, which is good young quarterback that can take care of the offense and I can focus on the defense. And so, you and him would agree on the Steelers. I'm telling you that right now.
Sorry to interrupt this great video, but please remember to like and subscribe. Thank you. Now back to the video. Yeah. It is interesting that you're right. Cowboys and Steelers are the two brands that you look at and go, phew. But Cowboy fans have been polled in recent years and asked about the organization, and summarily, it is
They're
a
furious
complete agreement within the
yes.
Cowboy. Yeah, they're like, Jerry's becoming old Al Davis. Our drafts are bad. We overpay for average players. We don't know what we're doing. By the way, you were one of the first people And it took some courage because 4 years ago, this was not popular. You were one of the first people to just bail on Dak Prescott. I remember it well. And I think you liked him less than I did. I loved his intangibles. I loved his EQ, his IQ, good guy. I always gave him credit for the dysfunction of the team and kind of holding it together
And he
during
deserves credit
some
for that.
cultural changes. Yeah, yeah. But you were one of the first people that just said, "I'm watching the games."
But
He's
so
not,
and
he's
it's
not very
been
good.
it's been tough for me because it's been a bit of a roller coaster with me because I also the first year we had the TV show was coming off his rookie season, and I was adamant during his rookie season that I thought if he wasn't a rookie, I said he would have gotten real MVP consideration. Team was 13-3, had like 23 touchdowns, 4 picks or something. And then he also played great in that playoff game against the Packers. Aaron Rodgers, that was kind of Aaron Rodgers' last great playoff moment, was the pass down the sideline to the tight end, I don't remember, in that great win against the Cowboys. So I was high on him initially. My problem for Dak and the Cowboys is it's not really even an indictment on Dak because I do think he is good. I just think that, and you've heard me say this 100 times, the worst thing you can do in the NFL is pay a good quarterback like he is a great quarterback.
Great money.
And it is also, by
You're
the
done.
way, why I think the Niners would be out of their mind to pay Purdy
Same.
right now. And it also, this idea that the Niners are obligated to, across industries, but certainly in pro sports, guys typically don't get paid early off their worst year. You can get paid off your worst year if you're a true free agent. It's like, he has a body of work, he's had a down year, and we want to keep him. Or you can get paid early off an awesome year. It's very rare that you and the team can have the worst year that you or the team has had since you've been there. And that's when they're like, yep, we're going to 10x your salary. That's not how teams typically do it. And so no one has properly explained to me, and it seems like they're going to. I just think it's a mistake. Why the Niners wouldn't wait. Go ahead.
There is a certain guilt factor. Let's say here at the Volume, we hired an intern. He ended up being really effective. And then after his 2-year internship was over, we'd never paid him or, just given him swag. He wanted his own show. And he said, but I want $250,000. And I'd say, I'll give you $80,000, but I'm not going to give you. As a business guy, would say, we'll see you. Somebody else can pay for that. But I do think there's a lot of people that would be like, well, he was 2 years, he was free. I'm going to pay him. And I look at it and go, no, relative to your position and other people at the Volume, I'm not going to pay you more than So my take is sometimes sports is cruel.
Correct.
It is cruel that Brock Purdy, but he's also benefited from Trent Williams, Christian McCaffrey, Kyle Shanahan, George Kittle, Jawan Jennings, and a division which has been in flux the last several years.
So a couple things. Under that scenario, I would probably tell you, Colin Cowherd, pay the fucking kid and just do it out of your pocket. There's no salary cap. But if it was like, hey, there's a podcast salary cap, and if we pay you, we're going to have to get rid of someone else or not keep them, that's a different story. That's the first thing. Second thing's this. It's not that I wouldn't offer Brock anything, but I would say, hey, man, if you are really worried about security and you haven't made real money, I will right now sign you to the deal Daniel Jones signed. I'll sign it. I'll offer you that.
Totally agree.
Offer you
100%.
that deal right now.
Yep.
And even if you don't play great, you know what? Call it back pay. because you earned that already with the Super Bowl appearance. But if you want something close to the deal Dak Prescott signed,
I'm drafting a quarterback.
And by the way, I'm going to let you, well, what I was going to say is, I'll just let you play this year and go show it to me. Prove it to me, because I'm not paying you off this bad year. I'm just not. Like, so I wouldn't, it's not that I would play a hardball to a degree of like, you're under contract, you have no contract offer from me. I wouldn't do that. But I would not pay, in all business, but sports in particular, the way it almost always works is this. It is the earlier you get paid, the less money you receive, because you are trading high-end financial upside for the safety of, shit, there's injuries and bad things happen, whatever it is. The way to make the most money is to let contracts expire, you know what I mean? And then see what the market has to offer. But that's also the way to sometimes make no money, because shit goes bad. So if I am a team and I am paying you early, what I am getting back is a deal, a bargain, and what you are getting is the security. The only guys who get paid, they get to double dip, where it's like, I want to be paid early and make the most money, are the elite of the elite. And Purdy's not that. So, like, Justin Jefferson gets to, 3 years into his deal, be like, I want to be paid the first day possible and the most money at the position ever. And Mahomes didn't take the most money ever, but he took such a huge, long deal as early as possible. Josh Allen. Tua, on the other hand, the team was like, we're going to wait another year. And then he went out and had his best year, and they paid him. And I think that was a mistake, but they didn't pay him as early as they could have. They made him wait that fourth year. And so I just don't know why, what the argument against telling Purdy, play out your fourth year. Let's see how it goes. And worst case scenario for you, kid, we either hit you with a 1 year, $45 million franchise tag, or you hit the open market. The only way you are not going to be crazy rich is if, you have a horrendous year this year. You don't think you will, or take some security. But this notion that he's going to get the Joe Burrow deal, I just think would be franchise mismanagement.